Welcome, welcome. Hey, folks, excited for you guys to tune in to our live webinar. Excited for you guys to meet our principal founder, Peter. He'll be joining us here in a second. As we wait for him to hop on, as well as some other folks that we've invited, please turn on your cameras. That way we can say hello. Kelly, get to put a face to the name there. Glad that your hubby was able to join us as well. On behalf of Partner Driven, my name is Roland. Looking forward to helping you guys get your questions answered, get familiar with our program here, our platform. And really, the topic for tonight is very simple, very simple. Bottom line is how to get into real estate, flipping houses specifically, without you risking or tying up your own capital. I don't have to go through a laundry list of what it takes to flip houses and all the hardships and all the pitfalls that come with it, or maybe I do, but I'm pretty sure most of us have an idea of what it takes to do real estate, at least traditionally. And tonight we have a potential way to show you how we've done it, how we've done 4,000 deals, how our principal founder, Peter, has helped partners all across the country either get into real estate if they haven't done so already, or help them scale, do more deals. And we've got a lot of folks, a lot of partners across the country doing multiple flips simultaneously, again, with the same premise of tonight, without tying up your own credit, your capital, your resources, and still get a piece of the pie. In our case, half of the profits. So only good stuff moving forward. Again, if you haven't done so yet, please turn on your cameras. If you're using an alias, if you don't mind giving us your name, that way we can call you accordingly. Not unless your name really is MacBook Air. That's kind of a cool name. But yeah, please go ahead and update that so we can say hello. Tonight we keep it kind of small, intimate. We want you to get to know us to get to know you. We're going to do a live Q&A, very interactive tonight. But while we are waiting for a few more folks, let's get used to the chat. Most of us have been on a Zoom call, I'm sure, since the pandemic. This is not your first Zoom call. Do me a favor in the chat. Why don't you just get started and let me know where you're calling in from? City, state. Love to get an idea of where people are at today. That'd be kind of fun as we wait here for a couple more minutes as people get settled in. We've got Samsung out in Houston. Welcome, welcome, Samsung. Again, if you don't mind updating your name. We got Sean in the house. Thank you, thank you. We've got, of course, Chad and Kelly out in South Carolina. Beautiful. Of course, Sean's out in Staten Island, New York. Perfect. Some folks out in the East Coast. We got Shay in Georgia. Welcome, welcome. Who else we got here? Anyone here from the West Coast? On my side, no one? I'm sure they'll come on soon. But anyhow, you guys, tonight, take some notes, ask some questions, really pay attention to what our founder Peter has to say, because it's a very unique model, one that you won't find anywhere else in the country. Again, 100% of the deal funded, 100% of the rehab funded, managed for, taken care of, the back office team to help, all the while you getting half the profits. I can't think of anyone better for you to hear the story of our company, Partner Driven, than the man behind all of it from day one. Pete, thanks for joining the call. We invited a few select people here who may have spoken to us already, but want to hear directly from you. Want to hear directly from the source. The man, the myth, the legend that put all this together and still in the hunt, still helping people day in and day out. So Pete, thank you for your time today.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Only thing is, I can't see any faces. Why does everybody have their cameras turned off? If you guys don't mind, by the way, Kelly and the young gentleman with you, that must be your son, right? No, that's your father. But thanks for doing that, Mike. Thanks for having your camera on. Arabella, thank you, thank you. Jay, I appreciate it. Sean, Bilda, am I pronouncing that right? Bildia? I think I did that right. But if you guys don't mind, it's just so much easier when you guys have your cameras on for me to talk to you guys. That way it doesn't seem like I'm talking to a black wall. Thanks, Kenny. Ken Loggins. Now, there was somebody famous. Was that a singer? Like a while back, right? Okay, I remember. I'll remember you for sure. Dante, thanks for flipping that into the name.
That was a while back.
I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, no, I remember. But I remember, and I remember it was a very famous song he had. I can't remember. Thanks, Dean, for flipping the camera on. I just can't remember what the name of the song was. But I do remember Kenny Loggins. That's funny. Um, Guys, thanks for being here. One thing I don't want to do is I don't want to drag this out any longer than it has to be, because what I do is actually not very complicated. It is very powerful, but it's not complicated. So I want to go over a couple things. I want to talk to you guys about why partnering with me is just a very smart thing. I'm going to make some strong statements here tonight, not in I don't know what a good word, not in a pompous way, not in a show-offish way, in a very realistic way. And by the way, I have facts and figures to back everything I say up. But right now, when you look at my partners, I have more, you would say, people doing more deals than any organization, any company, anyone else in the United States. Well, we've done deals in all 50 states, all the major cities, almost every single second in what I would call second and third tier cities. Like I live in Atlanta, I'd call that a second or third tier cities. And doing deals in places I guarantee you guys have never heard of. The reason I guarantee you've never heard of them, I've never heard of them. But more people across the United States, more partners like you guys doing multiple deals than ever before. Just absolutely record-setting numbers. But to make, I think to make my point today, I want to take you back a little bit in history. And I want to paint a picture of how everything developed to get myself and my team and my partners to the levels we are today. And why I will tell you, I'm going to make, I guess you would say, this first strong statement. How I do things with my partners will become the common way of real estate investing. You know, when I started many, many years ago partnering with people, I had two missions. Well, three missions. Mission number one, I wanted to help myself and my family. That was like the biggest mission. I wanted to do more deals, and so I came up with this partnering model. Mission number two, I wanted to help people along the way. I wanted to have like individual families with husbands and wives and kids. I wanted to give them a very distinct opportunity to level up. By the way, a level up in a business that very few people level up. You know, I always kind of kid around, but it's so true. Whoever came up with real estate is a genius, right? He's got hundreds of thousands of people, probably millions of people, like in the business. And the secret that nobody talks about, nobody's making any money. You know, you got a couple people, the big heavyweights making all the bucks. But reality is, here's a statistic that nobody will tell you, but I have no problem sharing it with you. Less than 1% of people ever gain any kind of traction in this business. Becoming successful, I'm talking about even gaining any traction. So my second mission was I wanted to help individuals come up with a model that helps real everyday people like you guys become successful in this business. And my third mission, which is what I'm really in the process of accomplishing right now, I literally truly wanted to transform this whole industry. You know, I do kind of joke around about it, about the abysmal success rate and how so many people are bouncing around in this business from one place to another place. And reality is nobody talks about it, but no one's really making any money. But I knew there was a better way, because this is a great business to be in. I mean, it is a fantastic business to be in. And it's got all the essential things that people want to get in business for. Obviously, it's got huge income potentials. It's got incredible lifestyle potentials. You know, it's got incredible geographical potentials where you could do this wherever you want to do this. I mean, this business does come with all of the upside potential. And so I wanted to really, really design a model that would not only transform what I'm doing with my partners, but I wanted to design a model that would transform the whole industry. And so my statistics are through the roof. You know, in the industry average, less than 1% of people ever get any traction on deals. Our numbers are absolutely through the roof. Like I said, all 50 states, all the major cities, all the second and third tier cities is where we're doing deals. And in places, and actually the fourth qualifier, the places you never heard of actually have more deals than all those other places combined, because that's what US is. It's mostly small little towns that most people have never heard of. But it's important for you guys to understand what makes this so powerful. You know, what gives everyday people that fighting chance in my model. Because when I started designing this 10 years ago, like I can't say I had the vision where I am today, but I had ideas that it's possible to get here. So what I want to do is I want to spend a little time with you guys, and I want to lay out what I call the three pillars. There's three pillars that hold my whole model up, and why my model is so powerful and so lucrative. And then literally I just want to turn it over to you guys so we can answer some questions, and then I'm done. I'm always have a kind of a timeline I'm on. I got 5 kids. I know none of you guys know this, but I got 5 kids. And when you have 5 kids, you're always in a timeline. It is impossible to have 5 kids and not be on a timeline. So I try to get done within an hour whenever possible. And so that means I got to be brief, because I do want to get to know some of you guys. And I do want to give you guys a chance to ask me whatever questions you may have. But I want to talk to you about the 3 pillars. If you understand what I'm about to describe to you, you'll understand my model perfectly. But you won't just understand it, you'll understand why it's so strong and so powerful that I have so many people across the United States doing deals. Pillar number 1 was the pillar that took me the longest time to develop. It took me about, gosh, I hate to date myself, but it took me about 7-8 years just to put the first pillar together. And here's what the first pillar consists of in my model. I realized that when I started partnering with people many years ago, that the only way to become successful in this model, me, not like go bankrupt, and my partners to enjoy success, I realized that the only way to do that is that ultimately my team and I needed to execute as much of the deal as possible. Okay? I knew that I realized this years and years ago, that really the only way to make this successful is I have to take the burden of a very difficult business called real estate off my partners and put the burden on myself and my team, which is fine. You know, we're very successful. You know, we've done thousands and thousands of deals before we even started partnering with people. And so we have to transfer that over. And that took years to develop. For instance, the very first thing I started with, and it's still the most popular reason why everybody starts with me to this day, and I'm sure you guys figured it out, but the very first thing I started with is I would just fund the deals from my partners. So initially, when I started the partner model, I just went to my own personal social media, and I just started kind of posting on it. And I'll be like, hey, I don't care where you look. By the way, just so you guys know, I wasn't a fresh kid when I started in this business. I was already actively investing in 17 markets, all the way from the East Coast of Jacksonville, Florida, all the way to the West Coast of California. So I already had quite a tremendous amount of success. But I was, then I came up with this partnering model. I was trying to get away from just the 17 markets, and how do I do this all over the United States? So I literally, I got to show you this. You guys know what this is? This is a $20 thing. Now, I would like to show you my computer. My computer is $1 zillion. And so when my IT team told me, Pete, sorry, I like to sometimes just divert. So my IT team told me like a couple months back, like, Pete, you need a new laptop. And now understand, when it comes to technology and laptops, like I use on, off, email, send, receive, little Excel, little Word, right? But my IT team convinced me I need this super duper gazillion trillion dollar computer, right? I'm going to tell you how this $20 speaker plays into this. So they got me this computer. They took my old computer for almost a week because they needed to transfer all the information, make it all nice and pretty. So about a week later, they brought this computer back to me, the zillion trillion dollar pretty boy that I'm looking at right now. And they're like, man, you're going to love this thing, goes so fast. It's amazing. We got all your stuff configured brilliantly. And so I get on this computer that I'm on right now. And all of a sudden, like 3 days after using it, people are like, hey, we can't hear you. I'd be talking, and I was like, they can't hear me. Well, what we realized within a week of this $1 trillion computer, that I did pay $1 trillion for it, the speakers didn't work. But by that time, all my information was on it. I had already paid my IT team a week worth of work to configure it, put security on. And so, and so this fixes it. $20 thing fixes a $1 trillion issue. That is absolutely not relevant to anything we're talking about, but I thought you guys would find that exciting. All right, let's go back. So the very first thing I started with is I just started giving people money, my partners money. I went to my own social media and I just kind of started talking. I was like, hey, if you got a deal, I don't care where you have a deal, let me know. And if we like the deal, I'll put up 100% of the money and then we'll split the profits down the middle. And that's where the whole thing started. And as a matter of fact, it took off to such a level that Hollywood heard about it. And one day I get a call from a Hollywood producer. I'm not going to use their name, but most of you guys here will probably know that person's. He's like, I can't believe this. Is this a true story? Like, you're a real life guru helping everyday people. Like, I had single moms that got inherited properties. I remember I had one single mom in Florida. She had 6 kids, right? She inherited a property from her uncle. And she heard about me and she's like, hey, I got this house. I don't know if it's good. So we put up all the money, and she was so excited. I can't remember, it was like around 19 or 29,000. She drove from Miami, Florida to Atlanta here to give me a hug, not to talk, not to converse, a hug. And it was a very famous picture we made out of it. And so we kind of went down this not social media. We went down this even Hollywood stuff, trying to make not trying, because we ended it very quickly. So one thing I learned about reality shows, there's nothing real about reality shows. Like, it was 100% staged. And back then, 100% of all the people that worked for me were female. And so they hated it because every day they had to dress up and all this. And so we put a kibosh on that. But that's where everything started. I put up the money. Although it looked good from the outside, and the inside, the model didn't function. The reason the model didn't function on the inside is because any of you guys here who's ever tried to do real estate knows one thing. It's great to have access to money, but that's not enough. As a matter of fact, if money was the only issue, there'd be a lot more people being successful in real estate, right? I kind of kid around about this, but it's so true. I always tell people, if you ever want to make a small fortune, you need to get in real estate. Make sure you start out with a big fortune, and no question that'll become a small fortune very, very quickly, right? So I realized many years ago when I started this partnership model that money was not enough to make this successful. And then I began this multi-year journey to where remember, I'm still talking about the first pillar. And I start realizing we have to do more for the partners. I can't just give them money because they don't know what the hell they're doing. And most of them are finding these deals by accident, and they want to do a second deal, and they don't know how to do the second deal, and then it becomes a disaster afterwards. So the very first thing I introduced into my model was like training component. I said, listen, we got to train these people. I can't just give random people a bunch of money. I don't even know if they know what the heck they're doing. It's not like they're trying to screw me. They just might not know. So we introduced that piece. Then the next piece we introduced was what we call today our due diligence inspection piece. And it's a very rapid way to determine whether it's a deal or not a deal. Okay, that's very important because in this business, again, if you're trying this business, you will relate to what I'm about to tell you. This is a beautiful business if all you want to do is waste time, right? Like, if you have nothing to do in life, get into real estate. You could stay busy 24 hours a day and have nothing to show for it, right? And so we introduced a great due diligence inspection system that, boom, as the deals back then started coming in, we're able to underwrite them very quickly. But what that really did is it gave my partners the ability to realize, okay, I'm spending time in the right direction. I should continue down that pathway, or I'm spending time in the wrong direction. Then we added another piece. We added what we call our negotiations piece, that we were able to systematically bring deals down, show our partners how to take a deal from, let's say, 100,000 asking price to 80,000, 70, 60, 50. That was very important, because if you know how to negotiate and drop prices at a sophisticated level, there's nothing more powerful you could do as a real estate investor than that. So we introduced that piece to the table. Then we said, you know what? Something nobody thinks about, but could be very cumbersome, especially for my partners that want to do many deals, is that whole act of closing deals. Nobody thinks about it. Nobody thinks about closing. But let me tell you, closing is an artwork, especially if something ever goes wrong. So we introduced a closing piece. So I had the money piece, I had the training coaching piece, the due diligence inspection piece, the negotiations drop price piece, then a closing team that could close deals across the United States. And there were many, these were like the big pieces, but each one of these pieces had little, tributaries running off of them. Then years back now, about 3-4 years ago, I introduced another huge piece to the table, construction piece. Because some of my partners were contractors and still are contractors, and they're able to knock out these deals, fix them up if they need fixing. But most partners have no idea. They're like me. I don't know how to change a light bulb. Like literally, I don't know how to change a light bulb. So now we have the ability to deploy construction teams across the United States and get the properties fixed. And, then we sell them and just split the profits 50-50. So what I just explained to you is pillar number one. What I just explained to you literally took me 6 to 7 years to set up the right way. I know it kind of sounds like, it is extremely difficult to do it at a national level. Just the construction piece, to be able to just deploy construction across the United States and all 50 states on a go like that is incredibly tedious, incredibly expensive, but incredibly important. So all these pieces came together. So now the model is very simple. What the partner is responsible for is to help find the deal, and then my team and I are responsible for the rest. Underwrite it, close it, put the money up, get it fixed if it needs fixing, and all that kind of stuff. So, by the way, what is our training about? Our training is all about helping you find deals. Because a lot of times people start with me like, I don't know how to find a deal. I'm glad you're doing 90-95% of the deal, but I don't know how to find a deal. Don't worry. 100% of my training is all about helping my partners find deals. So that is pillar number one. Okay, remember, there's 3 pillars that make what I do so powerful. The second pillar started after I put the first pillar together. Because after I put the first pillar together, the only responsibility for my partners was to help us find a deal, right? But there's an innate problem with just helping us find a deal. It's great that we do 90 to 95% of the rest of the deal, but finding the deals in of itself is not an easy thing. And I realized that, again, years ago, well, even though we're doing so much for our partners already, this one piece that they still have to do, even though we're training them and coaching them and laying down the marketing systems for that and putting together the strategies to bring deals in, it's still not enough. And I'll tell you why it's still a very difficult thing in real estate. Let me explain to you guys how real estate works. And any of you who are in real estate, you're going to 100% relate to what I'm about to tell you. This is why finding deals in real estate could be argued is the most difficult part of real estate investing. And I'll tell you why. Real estate itself created that problem. I don't think anybody purposely created that problem, but the industry itself created that problem. And let me explain to you why. Here's how real estate investing works for anybody. This has nothing to do with me. This is like across the board problem. You get into real estate. And the very first thing this industry tells you to do is you got to choose something. Like, well, what do you want to do? It's a big industry, a lot of different things, a lot of different options. What do you want to do? You want to buy rentals and develop cash flow and residual income and wealth? Do you want to fix and flip? Do you want to do creative strategies? Maybe do you want to just wholesale quickly? There's just a lot of things in this industry. Industry has this unwritten rule. You got to make a decision. And everybody does. Nobody questions that. Everybody falls in line. Oh, okay. And usually how you fall in line is whoever guru you start working with. Like whoever guru pays the most money for marketing, you kind of gravitates to they sell you on like this incredible whatever the hell it is they're teaching. And you're like, yeah, that's amazing. And off people go. Nobody questions that. But let me tell you the huge problem with that. Every single one of these strategies, I don't care if you're a fix and flipper, I don't care if you're a wholesaler, I don't care if you're a creative person, a landlord, it doesn't matter. Each one of these strategies comes with what is known as a buy box. And a buy box basically says, oh, okay, you're a renter, here's your buy box. You need these kinds of deals. Like you need these kind of numbers, you need this kind of location, you need this kind of cash flow, you need this kind of financing, boom, boom, boom. Okay, got it. I want to be a fix and flipper. Here's your buy box. Here's how you determine equity. Here's how you figure out percentages. Here's, the beds and baths you need. Here's the kind of school zones you want to look for, blah, blah, blah. Nobody questions this. This is exactly the pathway. Just like penguins, people get in this business and they just ride off the hill. But that is a very difficult problem that people don't even realize they create for themselves. Because the reality of it is, and any of you guys that are tried real estate, you realize it doesn't matter what strategy you use. It's a damn tough buy box. I don't care there is no easy buy boxes. They don't exist. They don't exist. Now remember, I'm talking to you about the second pillar, and that is how did I solve the second pillar of making finding deals for my partners easier than finding deals in any other scenario across the United States. I started evaluating this whole buy box issue, and I realized buy boxes crash people. It not necessarily crash people, they prevent them from achieving success. Because it is very difficult to achieve these buy boxes. I don't care what strategy. There is no strategy that is an easy buy box. Now, who's ever teaching the strategy will tell you their strategy is the easiest buy box of them all. But I promise you go to the next guru, they're going to tell you their buy box is the easiest. There are no easy ones. Let's just make it clear. It is never easy to find a real estate deal, ever. So I became very fascinated with that, and I said, I need to solve this. And I solved it actually in a very simple way, but a very powerful way. I said, how do I increase this buy box? How do I make finding deals for my partners not limited to a buy box? And what I started doing was very simple. I simply started stacking buy boxes on top of each other. See, when you have one buy box, you're here. When you have two buy boxes, you're here. When you have three buy boxes, you're here. When you have four, you're here. When you have five, you're here. When you have six, you're here. And when you have seven, it gets crazy. I have 11. 11. So what am I trying to tell you in a very simple way? How I solved the problem. The only problem that was still left for my partners, and I wouldn't even say it's a problem, but it's that 5%. How did I make it so easy for them to find deals that I have all these people across the United States doing deals now? I built the biggest buy box in the country. And all I did is I stacked them on top of each other. So when you're partnering with me, we don't just do fix and flips. We do fix and flips, but we also do wholesale, hotel, pre-marketing, pre-listing, as-is flips. We do subject to owner finance, lease. You see what I'm saying? We do it all. I just said, listen, let's just put them all together. And when you put them all together, the little buy box of one becomes huge of 11. I even got to the point that all my boxes pretty much have all the strategies. Then I said, how do I even make it bigger than that? Because I want to have my partners even easier. And then I said, the way I do that, how do I even make it a bigger buy box and make it easier for my partners? Let's start doing different type of structures. I said, let's just not do single family homes. Let's do single family, let's do duplexes, let's do triplexes, let's do quads, let's do mobile homes, let's do modular homes, let's do townhomes, let's do condos, let's do land, let's get into new construction, which we're getting into. Do you see what I'm saying? Do pretty much every single strategy that exists and do different types of real estate that exists. This is what put me in a position where I now can say, when you're a partner of mine, your ability to find deals is easier than exists anywhere in the United States. Because I did what nobody else was really thinking about. It's kind of when you look at it, you're like, well, that makes sense. It does make sense. This is why I have now the biggest buy box in the country, which means finding deals for me is easier. Well, I guarantee you it's easier if you're doing this by yourself. It's 100% easier. But it's also easier if you're doing it with someone else or for someone else or with anybody. That's pillar number 2. Pillar number 1, my team and I do 90 to 95% of the deal. Pillar number 2, I have the biggest buy box, which makes finding deals for me easier than ever. All right, let me see for those of you that have cameras on, and I appreciate it. Show of hands, how many pillars did I say we have? Anybody remember? 3. Let me tell you the third pillar that makes what I do so powerful. So now, the biggest buy box in the country, we execute 90 to 95% of the deal. Here was the next thing I decided to tackle. This is, again, a problem that real estate industry has, but remember, I'm a visionary in this business. I'm just not a deal guy. I want to literally flip this industry upside down, and that's what I've done with what I'm doing. And you watch in the next 3, 4, 5 years, every single organization, everyone out there will have my model because there will be no other options. It's like buying a flip phone today when you walk into an AT&T store. Why the hell would you? You're going to buy a smartphone. Well, within the next couple of years, as people start seeing this and what we're doing, they're like, well, why would I want to do this by myself when I could partner with someone like him? So, pillar number 3. Pillar number 3 is I solved this other issue that this business has. Here's the issue. When you get in this business, again, these are just assumed things, and I guarantee you for those of you that are in this business are relating pretty much to everything I'm saying. Well, you're going to relate to this next pillar also. Here's what this business says. When you get into real estate investing, you got to learn what you're doing. I get it, blah, blah, blah. But when you actually start putting deals together, what do you have to do? You have to find the deal. You have to find the deal. This has nothing to do with buy boxes now. This has to do with you have to go out and find it. What does that mean? Could mean 20,000 different things. You might go knock on doors. You might put some signs out. You might pay for some stuff. You might put a billboard up somewhere, but there's this whole philosophy that tells all you guys you got to go find the deal. Now, again, it's the brilliant minds of real estate. They know if they've convinced every single one of you got to find a deal, now they could start charging you money, part of their courses of how to find deals. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. They create a problem for you, and then they're like, we'll solve it. We'll just charge them money to tell them what the solution is. Smart. Whoever, again, is behind real estate is a super genius. Well, before I even started partnering with people, I knew that was a myth that you have to find deals. Because before I ever partnered with one single person, remember I was already investing in 17 markets, I already had cracked the code of you don't have to find deals. I had cracked the code and put a model together where the deals found me. It's just nobody talks about that. But in this business, it is actually possible to set up around you such an infrastructure that you don't have to make a cold call, knock on a door, put a bandit sign out. All these things that they teach you got to do, you don't have to do any of them. You just have to know how to put together the right infrastructure around you, and then deals start coming to you. And that is the third pillar for my partners. This is the pillar that I'm still actively working on. But watch what I'm doing right now. By the way, this is already out. It's already out, and we're running it internally because we're still perfecting it. And I'm calling this, what I'm describing to you, I'm calling it telos. Telos. You should Google the word telos. The word telos is a Greek word. And what it means the completion of a circle. It means the completion of the circle. You see, my model was always 90 to 95% we do for you. We have this incredible buy box, but we still need your help finding deals. Telos is the completion of the circle. And so by the end of this year, when you're a partner of mine, watch this. When you're a partner of mine, you have a cell phone, you click a button. Behind the scenes, razzle dazzle. And comes out a deal. That's where I'm taking this. We're there already, basically, for my partners. And matter of fact, this Telios is a technology AI-based marketing machine. And we have put it together. It's done. Like I said, I don't give it access to everybody right now because we're still testing it. But let me tell you how powerful this is. And for those of you that are in the real estate space, I'm going to about ready to blow your mind. We started testing this like last Wednesday or last Thursday. Bottom line is this. Telios is this technology AI infrastructure. The stats as of not today, I haven't gotten them yet, but as of yesterday, and they didn't test it on the weekend, so there was only like 2 or 3 days of full testing. This Telios marketing machine produced 19 leads, opportunities. Like, here's an opportunity of a deal. Out of those 19, my team by last night got 5 contracts. Out of those 19 opportunities, my team as of last night already had 2 of them in the market. Guys, this is not even a week old. Do you guys understand what I just told you? In 2 or 3 days, 19 opportunities, 5 go under contract, a couple turn into deals, and 1 or 2 of them already are in the market being sold. This is since last Wednesday. The question you should be asking yourself is how the hell? Like, how the hell is that possible? And this completes the third pillar. My full vision for where I'm taking this. My team no longer will do 90 to 95% of the deal. My team will then start very quickly including the marketing piece. We'll do 90 to 95% of the marketing even. We'll have the biggest buy box. We already have the biggest buy box. And Telios, the system, will handle the marketing. So we're not too far away, and my vision is by end of 26, you literally will. When you're a partner, you click a button, razzle dazzle. I say razzle dazzle because I don't understand this technology, I already told you. But my team does. This razzle dazzle happens behind the scenes and pops out a deal that says, hi, this is so-and-so. I have a house at so-and-so. I know you're an investor. I'm ready to sell at a discount because I have a situation. Let's do deal. It doesn't get any better than that. Doesn't get any better than that. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the 3 pillars of what makes what I do so powerful. Now, there's a lot of other things that come as a result of that. For instance, you have the ability now to move quickly because you have me and my team. You have the ability to make decisions quickly. When you're partnering with me, you take 100% liability out because I assume all the liability, which means it's a perfect model already because you can't lose. You can't lose $1 in a deal. You go to any real estate investor anywhere in the United States right now and you say, I got an opportunity to never lose a penny on a deal. What do you think about that? They'll say you're lying. They'll say it does not exist. It exists with me. So out of all these things I just told you, I just gave you 3 more things. There's a bunch of tributaries that run out of that. No liability. Move quickly. Decide quickly. No geographical borders. You could do this all over. I have partners that have never, ever done one single deal in their city or even in their states, because I don't put a geographical border. I have infrastructure literally across the United States, all 50 states, every single city in the United States right now. I don't put geographical limits on people. I don't put quantity. I have partners doing 15 deals at the same time. By the way, I love partners like that. All day long, I'll take a partner that wants to do multiple deals at the same time than a partner that wants to do one deal in the next couple of years. Part of the reason of that is I like people that are aggressive. I really do. Aggressive about their dreams and goals. See, what this really comes down to tonight is not whether or not this works. Guys, I've done 4,000 deals. I'm not asking for your freaking opinion whether this works. It's beyond test mode. It works. It's only getting better. The only decision here tonight is how bad do you want whatever the hell it is you want. See, I built this business for none of the things that people think that people like me build things over. I didn't build it for houses, cars, boats, that stuff. By the way, we got all that. I got a place, I can jump in my car right now, be in our place in the water within an hour. 5 minutes after that, I could be on my boat. You know what? It's fun. When you get it initially, it gets old after a while. All of that stuff gets old. I got 2 cars to die for in our garage to die for. That's not why I built this business. None of that. If all of that would disappear tomorrow, I would be so fine you wouldn't believe it. Like, I'd be fine, no problem. I built this business because I got 5 kids. I got 5 kids, and to me, the most important thing to me was none of those things. Was my 5 kids and to be a participating father in their lives. That's why I built real estate business. That's why I'm still in it. I'm in it because to me, the most important thing is has always been to be a participating father. Now, what makes my 5 kids so unusual is their ages. My oldest is 27. My youngest is 3. I got 3 in the 20s. We got 2 and 3 and 4s. The 3 and 4-year-olds obviously live with us, so we're. But I could tell you story upon story of my 20-somethings, 27, 24, 23. I was at everything. I was probably annoying to them. Like, I never missed a practice. I never missed a game. I never missed a volunteer session. I never missed a conference. I never missed a trip. I never missed anything. And I was also there during the hard times. And for those of you that have kids, you could relate to that. It's not about just being at all the highlights. It's about being part of their lives when they go through the lowlights. And sometimes as a parent, and I've been there, and I'm sure some of you guys have, but there's nothing you could do when some of them hit their lows. Nothing you could do, except just be there. And so the real decision here tonight is, do you have something like that that's burning you? Like I tell people all the time, the partners that really crush it with me could relate to this story. See if you could relate to this. If I were to ask you randomly right now, you tell me what is important to you, you would be able to define it. You would tell me, like, these are the things that are important to me. Like, not important, but like critically important. But for some reason, there's a wall between you and those things. And it seems like your whole life, you're just trying to get over this freaking wall. You have the goals, you have the ambitions, you have the dreams, you have the wants, you have the reasons, you have the needs, but this freaking wall is in the between you and all of them. And it seems like you're climbing the wall and you can't get past it. You walk around the wall and you can't get around it. A couple times you've hit your head against that wall and you're like, God dang it. And the people that become successful with me are the people that tell me up front, Pete, I'll go through that fucking wall. I will put my head and you and I will walk through that wall if I know there's an opportunity. That's how bad you got to want it. And if you find you hear something tonight that you're like, I get what he's saying. I'm that guy. I'm that girl. I can relate. I got those dreams. I got those goals, and I got that freaking wall. And if this dude's willing to go through that wall with me, I'm on. That's who I'm looking for. I don't need to do any more deals, guys. I've done thousands of them, more than any one individual in the United States, outside of hedge funds and stuff like that. I'm doing this now because I'm on a mission. I want to continue to help individual partners, and I want to transform this industry. And I'm looking for people that are ready to go through that wall. I tell people I consider myself to be the luckiest man alive for two reasons. Because this is my life. Reason number one, I got 5 kids and a wife that love me and support me. And reason number 2, every day I work with people just like you guys, help them achieve their dreams and goals. What else can I ask for? Like, you'd give me a better life. You design it better. A family that loves me and a bunch of partners across the United States that I'm helping every single day achieve their dreams and goals. That's a home run. That's a home run. So here's what we're going to do. I want to open it up and I want to take some questions like I promised. I will tell you, for those of you by now you should be in or out. By now you should be like, well, this is a bunch of BS. I would never talk to this guy again. This is not for me. No problem. I appreciate you guys being here. Probably don't even need to be here anymore if this is not for you. But I do appreciate you taking the time. Or there's in that second group of people that you're like, yeah, this looks like a shot and I'm willing to take the shot. If you are in the second group, what I ask you to do next is to just schedule a call. Even if you're talking to somebody on my team, we want to know you were here today and that you were serious. So at the bottom of the Zoom, I guess it's inside chat. Yes, inside chat right now, Roland is dropping a link. It's just a calendar link. It's just to schedule a call. That's the next step, because now I want to connect with you privately, one-on-one, not tonight, tomorrow or the day after. And we just want to either continue talking to you if you're already talking to somebody on the team, or start the conversation. But only do that if you're serious. Only do it if you're serious. All right, so anyway, that's the next step for those of you that want to move forward. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna answer whatever questions I can. 2 ways to ask a question. If you want to hit the Zoom link, I guess there's a button at the bottom somewhere that gives you the ability to raise your Zoom hand, and I'll pick on you. Or Roland's going to be monitoring chat. So if you want to just type in a question inside chat, Roland will read those off to me. So either raise your Zoom hand or type in inside chat, and Roland will grab those and we'll go. Okay? All right, Roland, what do we got, sir?
Yeah, we got Darius Bridges. Hey, Darius, welcome back.
What's up, Darius?
What's going on, guys? Thanks, Peter, for all the information given. And
thanks for being here.
Yes, sir. So I wanted to know, with the partnering of the flips, how involved are we, like, as the partner?
Good question. As involved as you want to be. I encourage my partners to be involved all the way through the deal, because I want you to become a more savvy investor. Even though we could be doing the construction on it, let's say on a fix and flip, even though we're closing it, blah blah blah, you should be involved, or at least be part of it all the way through. Now, some partners don't want to be, but most partners do, because the goal is for you to become. Look, I have partners, Darius, that I've done over 200 deals with, right? Mm-hmm. But along the way, they also did 100 by themselves. Mm-hmm. Along the way, They've also built huge rental portfolios.
Right.
Along the way, they've bought things like mobile home parks and RV parks. That's only possible if you kind of get involved all the way through the process and learn. So
Yep.
this is like a perfect scenario for those that, because my goal is to help become independent. Now, sometimes people say, well, that's a stupid goal. Why would you want to get these people independent? They're bringing you deals. That's
Mhm.
such a stupid way of thinking. That's such a limited mindset. No, totally opposite. I want you to thrive the way I've thrived as a result of this business. Because here's the other thing I know. The more I help you, the more chance you'll stay. It actually works totally different. Totally different. The guys I'm doing hundreds of deals with, they're still with me. All right, the yo-yo that gets in that never does anything, then he quits. You never hear from him again. So
Mhm.
yeah, no, people don't leave a good thing anyway. But that's not even the point. The point is the goal is I want you to be involved as much as you want to be involved, and you should be involved all the way through the deal, just for no other reason than just to learn how all this stuff works.
Yeah, that's more so why I asked because I would want to like you said, like eventually learn how to do it
Yep,
myself and
smart,
have that skill because I
smart.
already wholesale,
Yep,
so I have that underwriting skill down pat, but
good.
I want to have that option to be able to flip these deals that I'm coming across and
Smart.
so this is really interesting to me. So I'm definitely
I've
gonna
I've helped many wholesalers get out of the kind of the bottom rung of this industry, which is wholesaling. Nothing wrong with it, but it is, you know that, and
yep,
become proficient, exorbitant, savvy investors themselves.
yes,
So yeah,
yep.
I'm exactly what you're looking for.
Yes,
Make
sir.
no mistake about. All right, who are you talking to on my team, Darius?
I'm gonna talk to Roland, I believe. So
Okay,
I'll
perfect. Well,
yeah,
Roland's on the call. Roland, say hello, and you'll be connecting with him. Perfect. You went and scheduled the call. I'll remember you, Darius. I love
that's
wholesalers.
good, Peter. Appreciate you, man. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Yes, sir. All right, Roland, what do we have next?
Let's see. We got a couple things here in chat. We got iPhone saying, okay, never mind. I read through it. But he is a contractor for the last 20 years. So I guess this question really, Pete, is, how involved they be as a contractor slash developer?
Okay, so great question. A little bit obvious, different what Darius said. Like, if you have any kind of skill set in this business, let's say you're a real estate agent, let's say you're a contractor, you have the ability to literally double dip in my world. So let's say a contractor, you'll then be able to, if you want to, some of my contractors don't want to, but most of them do, you'll be able to do the work on them. Let's say we're doing a fix and flip. You'll be able to do the rehab work. So now you're making 50% of the profit plus your rehab fee. If you're a real estate agent, you'll be able to sell our deals. You'll be able to take leads that don't turn into deals and turn them into listings and you're making 50% of the profit, excuse me, and 3 or 6% on the back end. So it's really a continuation of what I told Darius. My goal is to help you flourish as much as possible. And if you already have a skill set that we could piggyback off of course we're going to put you right in the deal. And if you want to do it, go list it, go sell it, go fix it. If we're doing a fix and flip, absolutely. And you're literally double dipping at that point.
Absolutely. One.
Yep. Oh, was that a question, Roland?
Yeah, someone was on the phone and got
Oh,
muted.
okay. Got it. Got it.
I see you there with
Oh,
iPhone. There you are.
oh yeah. So I was saying I absolutely want to handle the contracting portion. I had a long, in-depth conversation with Tiffany from your team yesterday, and my main goal is to scale this very quickly. It's what I've done across the country for the last 20 plus years. I've built apartments, hotels, student housing, assisted living. I know what I'm doing. But I like your model. I like what you have to do, and I'm cool with getting in the renovation side. I've done new construction and renovations over that last 20 years. And, I understand the starting a new partnership, starting slow, starting small, the 1 to 4. But I really want to, bring that scale that I'm used to you guys as well. So I'm used to, doing several million square foot a year of either building or renovations. So,
What's your name, sir?
Joe Collins.
Bill?
Joe,
Joe
Joe.
Collins.
Joe. Joe. So a couple things I want to piggyback off what you said. I have contractors like you, a lot of contractors like you who are partners. The biggest reason contractors get in with me is because they're out there making everybody else around them rich. They're
Correct.
building for everyone, they're rehabbing for everyone, and so they want to turn the table. I mean, I have contractors that I'm doing tons and tons of deals with. And again, their biggest reason is they want to turn the table. And so, usually within after the first 2, 3, 4 flips, we make enough. They're like, I ain't going to do jobs for anybody else. I'm just doing it for us. I got one contractor just after, was it 5 flips? BJ bought a lake house for himself and his wife. I mean, I tell you, success story, success. Second thing I want to piggyback off is what you just said. Like, hey, I know we got to start small, but I want to expose you to some big stuff. Joe, I know how to do big stuff. I promise you. I don't talk about it. I don't talk about it in meetings like this for one very simple reason. It's actually what you just said. We're always going to start small and feasible and doable because in the beginning, I only have one goal with my new partner: to show them this works. Because I don't care how confident that partner is coming in, everybody has doubts. That's life. If you don't have doubts, I'm actually worried about you. I hate the guy that comes in and is like, oh, I'm going to be a billionaire with you. That guy's going to flake out. He has no concept of it.
I agree fully.
Yeah. So in the beginning, we're going to start out with bullseye kind of things that I do the best. Single family homes, duplexes, triplexes, quads, lots, land, mobile homes, modules. We're going to start there, Joe. Not because I don't do big stuff, but because I want to show you success and I want to build confidence quickly and I want to put money in your pocket. But listen to this. Once we do some deals together and you're confident and I'm confident in you and my team's confident in you and we're rolling, I'm open to discussing anything. As a matter of fact, Joe, let me tell you this. There's things I do with my partners that aren't even real estate related. I'm a deal guy. Now, we're not going to start by, well, we're not going to start with that because the goal in the beginning is to mesh. But once we mesh, we can have discussions offline about anything. I do things that are nothing to do with what I just told you about with my partners. Once we get comfortable, we become friends, we break bread, we visit each other's houses, our wives get to know each other. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I'm open to whatever. So,
Perfect. Yep,
absolutely.
That's exactly what I'm looking for. I love synergy, so you're speaking my language.
I love it. You said you're talking to Tiffany?
Yeah, I talked to Tiffany for about an hour yesterday.
When are you connecting with her again? Or did you set up a call?
Tomorrow at 11. I have another call.
Okay, perfect. Roland, make sure he knows that. Joe, I look forward to working with you.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time.
Looking forward to it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, what do we have next, Roland?
Let's see. Nothing else in the chat at the moment. Let's see here. Arabella's saying she's in a growing fast area. What are you talking about? Other people have. Arabella, you want to go ahead and unmute your line so you can go ahead and let us know what you're speaking about. And then while you're doing that, I'm glad Kelly and Chad made the line. Chad also coming from the construction space too, right, Chad? Oh, there you are in the chat. There you are. Similar to Joe in construction, absolutely. So hopefully you got your questions answered when it comes to the construction side. Hey, Chad, good to have you on.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, exactly. That's I'm very similar to Joe, but I would say I'm more of a renovations guru. That is my strong forte. Residential, commercial, whole 9 yards.
Love it.
Over 30 years now. So.
Well, in those 30 years, I bet you made a lot of people a lot of money.
Exactly.
So let's flip the tables. Yeah. Kelly's like, yes, he has.
Yes.
It's time to get some of mine. No, I get it. Listen, I get it. I've helped many contractors flip the list.
We're doing something that's maybe a little bit unusual. We have our GC license here in South Carolina, and Chad has his plumbing license in the state of West Virginia, but we're trying to get licensed in all the trades within at least 13 states, at least the eastern part of the United States, within the next year. So, yeah. We have our work cut out for us.
Well, and here's the other benefit to all of that, which you may or may not be interested in. Remember, I'm doing deals on every place you just mentioned, plus everywhere else, which means I have partners in all those areas doing deals with me.
Right.
90% of my partners are like me. They don't know how to change a light bulb or use a screwdriver. So if you actually do want to expand beyond even just what we do together, I'll turn you on to tons of other deals that I'm doing with my partners because we always want to keep it in the family. You know what I mean? We always want to keep it in the family. And so I'll be able to help you with that vision also that Kelly, you're talking about.
Yeah, I think he's shaking his head.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, no, that definitely is definitely a strong point with us. And Roland, we had a great conversation with him yesterday, I believe. But
Perfect.
yeah, we are super excited that this program exists. Um, to help us expand what we're already doing. And, we know that it's very hard to find contractors. It's very hard to find the skilled laborers. So we think that we can offer a lot, and you offer, the sales and the finding of the deals kind of away with your software and that kind of thing too. So we think it's a great fit.
Love it. Love it. Um, when are you talking to Roland next?
Tomorrow at 7.
Oh, love it. Okay. Look forward to working with you guys. I'll remember you guys for sure also. Looking forward to it very much.
Yes, too.
All right, Kelly,
Perfect.
Chad, glad you guys made it. We'll talk tomorrow. We've got Danielle. Go ahead, unmute your line. Danielle, welcome back.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi,
Danielle.
guys. I'm excited. You guys got me pumped, and I'm just waiting on my little stuff to come, which is coming soon. But
Who are you
anyway,
talking who are you talking to, Danielle, here on my team?
Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tiffany. Okay. I love it. I love it. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. You had
Tiffany.
a question. Fire away.
I've been talking to her for a couple months now. I guess about 2 months. I guess. But anyway, I went through a little thing on my job. I'm a teacher, and I fell, and
Mm.
I'm injured. So while I'm off, I'm launching forward into this, putting everything else aside and doing this. So
I
what
love it.
I was, yeah, I'm like dogmatic about being a successful person and trying to help other people while I'm doing it. But I want to help myself first. But anyway,
That's how you
um,
do it. I mean, you can't
yep,
help
that's
others
how you
until you
do
help
it.
yourself.
That's
I mean,
right. And
that's
I
reality.
want to
And,
be,
it's
I
reality.
want to be, yep, and I want to be a kind of like a poster child, kind of sort of for your partner, uh, our our company. I'm saying our company because it's mine. Far as training is concerned, like being, because how I feel about training is, you do what you're told to do, exactly how you're told to do it, and that will make you successful because you're following the same principle that somebody else already have done. So, but what I was going to ask about is, I have people who are professional contractors that they want to help me, like once I get launched forward, they want to help me to remodel properties and things like that. Would you guys like go through a thing with them to
Yeah,
best
absolutely. Absolutely. We have many partners that bring like contractors they know. Maybe they have some experience with them. Not everybody is a Joe or a Chad. There's some people that are like, hey, I've been working with this contractor. And all. Yeah, absolutely. We know how to qualify them and screen them in and screen them out.
Oh,
By the
good,
way, I
good,
hate to
good.
burst your bubble, but any contractor is like, yeah, I want to help you. You're going to give me a job? Hell yeah, I'll take the job. That doesn't, they just, but wait, what you said before then is even more important. You talked about the training in this. People say, well, who are you looking for? And I have certain characteristics I'm looking for, but do you know what the number one characteristic I look for is? What you said, coachability. You got to be coachable. That is the number one characteristic I look for. I could
That's
always
been my
tell.
whole life.
Well, I could tell you, I could always sense failure when somebody starts with me, and I'll call them, like do a welcome call or whatever, and they start teaching me like about real estate, and I already know this is not going to end well. And
Oh
so,
God.
coachability is the key component of being successful. So I love that you brought that up. I also love that you brought up that you want to get involved because we also have, not only do I train and my team trains, but we also have peer led, like in our own partners who become successful. I give them the opportunity to train other partners because there's a lot of value in people that are actually, involved with us in all this. So I love how you think. I can't wait to get started with you.
Yeah, I can't wait neither. I'm like on pins and needles, ready to run and do some do
Let's
some
go do it.
cartwheels, but I can't do cartwheels because both my arms are injured from
Well, be
the speed.
careful. Be careful. Don't hurt yourself on my account.
I know. I already did
Careful.
that on the playground with the students.
Yeah. Be careful. Save yourself.
I learned a big valuable lesson. Like, don't cheer for those kids too hard
There
because
you go. Be
guess what?
smart.
When you're injured, those kids are not going to be with you.
Well, I can tell you this. I 100% will remember you, and I look forward to making that initial official welcome call to you. Okay? I look forward to it, Danielle.
Thank you so much. Now,
That's
who
all.
am I? I scheduled a meeting. I think it
Well, if you're
might be.
talking to Tiffany, if you schedule the meeting, it'll just go to her automatically. Our system routes it to whoever you're talking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's why she texted me just now, probably. But anyway,
Yeah, yeah,
thank
yeah.
you
Yeah, if
guys
you
so
schedule a
much.
meeting now, it'll automatically go to her. You're good.
Oh, thanks. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for letting me know that because I didn't know.
Yeah.
But it's been a pleasure, and I love what
I
you've been
look forward to
talking
working
about.
with you. I look forward to
Yeah,
working
you
with you.
too.
It's funny.
You
My
guys always.
wife's name, I know it's not her, but my wife's name is very unusual. It's Irina, and there's an Irina on this meeting, and so I know it's not my wife because she's with the kids downstairs. I'm dying to know who the Irina is. It's
He's trying to
Well,
very
make
my
sure. You
middle
unusual.
really gonna
name,
go on a Zoom tonight, Pete?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
my
Danielle.
my middle name is Irene, so I don't know how close
Oh,
that
that's
is.
hilarious.
Well, that's pretty close, but there's actually an Irina, which is my actual wife's name. So
Wow,
that's
that
funny.
is
I didn't
so
see that.
beautiful.
Thank you,
That's a
thank you.
beautiful
I
name.
appreciate
You
it.
guys, you guys have a good night, okay?
You
And
too. You too.
I'm looking forward to working with you guys so
Me too.
much.
All right,
Thanks,
Danielle. Thanks for being
Danielle.
here.
Thank
We
you.
got we've got
Thank
Glenn. Glenn is up next. Hey, Glenn, thanks for waiting.
How are
What's up,
you?
Glenn?
Thank you. I appreciate the humbleness.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm out here in California, and I wanted to ask, is it a crazier market being on the West Coast where I am? I deal in foreclosures.
No, I'll tell you another myth. Today hopefully I broke down some myths for you guys.
Of
There's
course.
another very bad myth going around real estate, and that is this. It says markets matter. Markets don't matter. It is an absolute myth. Again, it's a money grab. It's a money grab so the gurus could explain to you how markets matter, how you got to be in the right market. You can't be in an expensive market. Well, no, you can't be in Detroit because that's like a $5,000 market. It's all crap. Total crap. And let me prove to you why it's crap, and then I'm going to tell you some of the reality. Let me tell you why markets mean zero in real estate. I don't care where all of you guys right now are sitting somewhere. Most of you are sitting inside your houses. Or maybe it's still at work. I guarantee you, if you walk outside right now and just go a quarter of a mile, you'll still be inside your city. But it'll already be a little different, won't it? You'll see probably a little bit different real estate. You may see little different people. You may see different prices. You see? Markets mean nothing because literally things change. I live in Atlanta. Things here change block to block. It's hilarious to me. People say, oh, Atlanta is a great market. Atlanta is a bad market. I just know that as a guru kind of a taught person. Atlanta changes block to block.
No,
And if markets change block to block, how can you possibly say I live in a good market, bad market? So hopefully that dispels that myth. But let me also give you some stats. In the last couple of years, in California specifically, I've done about 250 deals. I know that market better than you know that market. I know that state better than you know that state. To me, and here's the other thing that why markets, sometimes when people say markets matter, here's what they're really saying. Oh, it's too expensive. Oh, it's too cheap. Oh, it's too rough. Oh, it's too pretty. That's what they're really saying. They just don't want to say it in those terms, but that's what they're saying. Real estate is not an expensive or not expensive business. Real estate is not a good system, bad system business. It's nothing to do with any of that. It's about those buy boxes. That's all it is.
the numbers.
A buy box does not respect or care that it's 10,000 or a million. A buy box doesn't care if it's 100,000 or 5. It doesn't matter, none of that. It just matters just as long as it fits one of the buy boxes. So you're in a great market. I know that market brilliantly, perfectly. Have demonstrated myself there, even though I'm all the way here in Atlanta. By the way, I think it was Joe or somebody, maybe it was Chad and Kelly, I can't remember. Anyway, I just brought up something like I just said something like I have partners that I've done over 200 deals with. One of those partners lives in California.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm in
Some
it.
of my hey, and guess what? His name is Seth. He's because of me bought a plane
Wow.
in a market that some people say, oh, you can't do this. BS, BS. And here's how you break all of it down to, like, forget everything I just said. Here's the ultimate breakdown of all of this. It's not about markets. It's not about prices. It's not about anything that they teach you. It's about one thing. Do you know what you're doing, or do you not know what you're doing?
I agree.
That's it. You put a good GC in a house that needs $5,000 worth of work, or you put a good GC in a house that needs $50,000 worth of work. Okay, so what? He's not going to freak out that it's $50,000 rehab.
Right.
It's the same thing in life. It's the same thing in life.
Yeah.
So anyway, dispel that. Take that 100% out of even your brain tonight.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I just
But it's a great question, because Glenn, everybody has that question. You just, you were just one that stood up and asked it. Everybody thinks I've never had one person. This is so funny. I've never said this, but it's so true. I've never had one person say, "Oh, I'm in the best market in the world." Everybody says, "Oh, you can't do it here. I'm in Arizona. We're in a desert. Oh, I'm in California. It's so expensive. I'm in Manhattan. It's a bunch of high rises. I'm in Miami. It's all internet." Everyone's in the worst market that exists, like magically. Like every partner I've ever had has been magically in the worst market. That's just a knowledge gap. They just don't understand. That's all it is. Just a knowledge gap. We'll get that fixed. We'll get that fixed very quickly. I promise you.
Gotcha.
Hopefully that answers your question. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I agree with what you're saying. I love the humbleness. I love the energy that you come with, and I see the naturalness of it. So I can appreciate what you are, what you do, because I deal in debt, right? I negotiate foreclosures nationally. I have deals that come through, but I'm by myself, and I feel like I'm lost by myself. And so you give me a purpose.
No, I appreciate it. That to me means the world. That's another reason why I'm still around. Glenn? Who are you talking to on my team?
Tiff.
Man, Roland, is Tiffany like the only one that's inviting people here? I love. Is she? She's not even on here. Is she even on here? I don't even see her on here tonight. Is she on here?
She's keeping her numbers up. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. You were right. She's a hustler. She knows what to do. When are you talking to her next, Glenn?
I think we got to set with tomorrow morning. 10, 11.
Tomorrow morning. Perfect. Let's go break that myth of California too expensive or West Coast too expensive.
I've got them here. I've got them ready to go too.
Let's crush it. Yeah. I look forward to it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, Sean, I see your hand raised there, Sean. But before you come up, I do have Bill Dia. I know you've been waiting patiently as well. I'm probably butchering your name.
No, it's totally fine. Thank you so much. Yes, I do have something to ask real quick, and thank you so much for spending your time explaining to us what the opportunity is. And
sure,
we've been in this arena before, and I say my sister Irina is here.
I was just talking about her.
Yes,
I was just talking about. That's my wife's name. She needs to turn on her camera. I got to make sure that's not my wife spying on me.
That's funny. Yeah, no, she's awesome. She's in another state now, so I miss her. But this is we did this before COVID, and we're doing so good. And of course, COVID hit, and we couldn't have our teams and everybody work on the properties. And to make it short, we lost a lot of properties and profit. Like you're saying, it's not a big deal. We gain a lot of experience. But yep. I personally am an interior designer and decorator, and I have my contacts that the teams and experts, I would say, in the area that know what they're doing. I don't need to be everything myself. But
you don't want to be everything yourself.
No, I don't have time in this lifetime. But I was really good at just finding the properties because I like to make things pretty, right? So if I'm gonna focus in an area or very old houses like crumbling down or whatever, I just want the people to have a good place to live and to do the best I can with my abilities, right? And so that's what we pretty much were doing in the market. And the one house that got to sell got I think it was like 85,000 views when we put it up, and it was, I mean, it wouldn't make, like I said, any profit, basically, because we had to reinvest and everything. But I was so happy about the job that we did, and that knowing that they have a really good home. So I'm excited about this because that's something that I love doing. I can talk about construction for a long time because I like all the technologies and everything. Uh, but my question in the group chat right here was just, when do we get started? How do we start? How does that
So,
work?
so great question. I'm going to get to that. But just like we've been talking, it's kind of been the theme tonight, I guess, by accident. You also bring a skill set and to the table. You see the vision. By the way, I could walk into a house 99% complete and I see no vision. I'm like, well, what is this thing going to look like? They're like, dude, it's 99% complete. I do not have an eye for what you have an eye for. But I have some partners like you who are just amazing from a decorating, and that's their contribution to the deal, and they can make money on that also in addition to. So I love people that bring other skill sets because I could really show you how to accentuate that.
Thank you.
So I love that. Second thing is when you said, how do I get started? So who are you talking to? Are you talking to Roland? Who did you say you're talking to on my team already?
I don't know. I'm just getting texts from somebody, and I asked them
Roland,
what their name is.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Is it Bill Dia?
Yeah.
Who's Bill Dia talking to, Roland?
Yeah, I got it taken care of. Yeah, I just reached out to her.
Okay,
Oh,
perfect. We'll get you connected, and you're going to do this with Irina.
Well, she's in another state, but yes, she's my sister
That's fine.
forever. So
I mean,
that's why I
however
invited
you
her
guys
to come
decide to do this.
to
Yeah, that's fine. All right. Well, I love it. I love it. I look forward to working with both you guys, or at least with you, if Irina ever speaks up.
I think she will.
I love it. Looking forward to it very, very
There
much.
she is. She's turned on her camera on there. Hey, Irina.
Whoa, look at she turned her camera out and I spilled my coffee. I gotta make sure.
Nervous.
Hey, Irina. I don't know if you heard, but that's my wife's name. And I was like, I've never had an Irina, I don't think, that I've noticed on one of my calls. I'm like, oh, I wonder if my wife popped on. So.
Yeah, that's my name. My mom was a fan of a Russian ballerina, and that's why she named me after her. Yeah.
Well, you know what? My wife was born in Russia.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do speak a little bit, just basic conversation of Russian.
Okay. Well, guess what? Guess what? I speak it fluently.
Oh, nice.
Because this is what's fun fact. I was born there also. Now, I don't have an accent or anything because I came here when I was very, very little. And so most nobody knows unless I bring it up. So I do have that background myself. So that's pretty cool. Awesome. That's why your name. I get it. Now I get it. I get it. Yeah, my wife. I was born in Moscow, and my wife was born in Siberia, actually. Well, awesome. Yeah. Now, who are you? I know. Well, who are you talking? Are you talking to somebody on my team, Irina?
My sister Bildia just texted me and said, asked me.
Okay, I got you. So you just popped on. Do you have any question for me?
Yeah, because you said it looks like you are building up a team with everybody's skills. So mainly it's just like putting together everyone to work in properties. And is that what you're trying to do exactly?
Well, remember, I already have a team internally. I have a team to do every facet of the deal. I have a whole construction company. I have a whole closing national team. I have all that. But you're right. That's a good one. I never really kind of position it like that, but you're right. I also help my local partners build local teams around them, especially the ones that want to scale. Like, I already forgot who I was talking to. Maybe it was Glenn. When, we're talking about my partner in California. We've done 220 flips there together. He actually doesn't live in California anymore. He now lives in Nashville. But I've helped him build a team. Him locally, he's got a team of 7 or 8 people. But that's his team. That's not my team. He uses his team to help us do deals, find all that kind of stuff. But that's his team. So yes, But I have my own internal team to help. My team works for my partners. My closers work for my partners. My construction team works for my partners. My infrastructure team works for my partners. My coaches work for my partners. My whole team internally here that's already built. It's been with me for years and years. Their goal is one. We only have one mission: help as many people to do as many deals as possible.
Okay, so my question is, my ex-husband was a general contractor, and I got really familiar with rules and all the requirements to do the remodelings and stuff. So I myself bought a house in Kansas, and I've been remodeling it by myself, doing all the plumbing, most of the electricity, flooring, tiles, kind of everything. And I've been enjoying it. Like I remember everything. So in part, is for me, it's like more like a hobby, how fixing houses, and but if I could get a chance to work more directly with that, and I also had a license for as a realtor in Utah, but as soon as I moved here, it doesn't. I have to redo it, restart it again. But I also have the license for a realtor. Yeah, so I don't know.
So you threw a lot of gems out. Number one, I could get your relicense no problem anywhere in the United States. I'm actually connected to a national, but there's a lot of things I do that I didn't even bring up. That's one of them. I can get people licenses all over the United States. I have a national brokerage that I'm connected with, and they'll lickety split. So I have a lot of partners. So if you ever want to reactivate, no problem. But fun fact about Kansas, I just helped one of my partners flip a deal, believe it or not, in Manhattan, Kansas. Like, who's ever heard of Manhattan, Kansas? When we got that deal, I thought they were talking about Manhattan, New York. Like, no, Manhattan, Kansas. But the fun fact on that arena, we made $150,000 on the very first flip we did together, and he retired. Most people don't retire after doing one deal. He retired, made $150,000. Out of all the places, Manhattan. I know it's not a big city. And number three, the fact that you have that passion, on the construction side and help with that, absolutely, you could tap into that. So, and by the way, I do have some partners like you who tap into the realtor side and the construction side with me. So they make their fees on the construction, make their commissions on the sale, and 50% of the profit. So I could really help you accentuate, the skill set you bring in your background. No question about it. Make sure tomorrow when Roland is connecting with your sister or whenever they're talking that you connect with them also. You should be part of that call, especially if you guys are going to do this together.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Serena. Appreciate it. Roland, what do we have?
Hey, Sean, thanks for waiting, buddy. You're up next, sir. Go ahead and unmute your line, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for your time, guys. I really appreciate it. I really want to know, I'm a little bit more interested in the training part of it. And I also, after that question, I have another question about the closing and the sales, because that's the background I come from. So I don't know. I would have to believe in bringing you deals, giving you an idea where the deals could be. It does bring some, help. And, a deal's a deal when we're going to make money, right? So I'm more interested in knowing what parameters are you training to say, okay, I can isolate this deal. It's X amount of, if we're just going to flip it, let's say it's X amount of market value. Like, how does the training work that you offer? Like, that's what I'm most interested in.
Good question.
The rest of it, I kind of know.
So another fun fact to piggyback off what I brought up with Irina, but another fun fact, we always ask partners when they start with me, what's the number one reason you start with me? That's like a standard question we ask all of them. 95% of them say, Sean, they start with me because I put up all the money. To this day, that is the number one draw why people get in with me, because I put up the money. But watch how that... Then after they do one or two deals with me, we ask the same partners the same question. What's the number one reason we're here? It is no longer the money piece. Do you know what the number one answer is once people start doing deals with me? Do you have any idea? Anybody have any idea?
I'm hoping it's training.
Yeah, it is. In the beginning, everybody devalues that part. I'm very glad you brought that up. As
I
a
do
matter
not.
of
I train
fact,
thousands of salespeople.
well,
So
it's interesting. Yeah, when they start, the top reason is money, and then second, third, fourth, and then at the very bottom, training and coaching. Because everybody's like, "Oh, I know how to do this. I don't need the knowledge." They totally devalue it. As soon as they see what I'm capable of teaching them and showing them, like things they never even heard of as possible, they automatically put that at the top. So I'm very glad, A, you have a background, B, you value it. So my training is very simple. It's exactly what we're doing right now in a live environment on Zoom, sometimes up to 3 times a day. Like yesterday on Mondays, we trained at 9 a.m., we trained at 2 p.m., and then I personally got on at 6 p.m. for all my partners, and I trained. So we do incredible amount of training. We also record all of our training. So you have the live training that's taking place every day, most of the time, multiple times a day. Number two, you have one-on-one training, meaning sometimes you're like, hey, I need to talk to somebody privately, no problem. And number three, all of it, you have the data, all of it in our university, which is recorded. So you could just go in there and scroll through, like, I need training negotiations. I need training in whatever, you know what I mean? So yeah, we overtrained. But the reason we train so much is because remember, we're doing deals. So we need that daily interaction. This is not like, well, let's learn and once a month get together. This doesn't work. We literally got to be talking to you almost on a daily basis to make sure you're doing it the right way. So the training is phenomenal. It takes place daily, sometimes, most of the time, multiple times a day.
that's great. That's
Yep.
fantastic. That's really great.
And then your second question is how do we the buy box? Well, we talked about that. I try to explain. That's the second pillar. I have the biggest buy box in the country. I stack 11 strategies on top of each other. We do fix and flips. I do wholesale. I do hotel. I do pre-marketing. I do pre-listing. I do as-is flips. I do subject to. I do owner finance. I do lease options. I also do different types of properties like we talked about. I do single family, duplexes, triplexes, quads, just in the beginning. I do mobile homes, I do modular homes, I do land deals and lots and stuff like that. So when you put all that together, it's literally the biggest buy box. And by the way, that's what our training is all about, showing you, okay, this, like, here's this buy box, here's this buy box, here's this buy box. It's actually even less complicated than I'm explaining it to you. Only thing I tell my partners is if you're working directly with them, by the way, we only work directly with owners. None of this crap about MLS listings, wholesalers, that's all people that don't know what they're doing. I'm a way more sophisticated investor than that. So we show you how to, all our marketing systems will get you lined up directly with the owners. Those are the only deals we do. And my instructions are very simple. As long as it's direct to owner, get under contract, tie it up, bring it in, and let me do my magic. Because I'm really what I am is I'm a deal engineer. That's how I got to 4,000 deals. I know how to structure deals in ways that you don't. So don't try to structure them. Don't try to hit the buy box. You won't be able to. I know how to structure them, but bring it in, get it locked up, bring it in, and let us do what we do best.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks.
I love it. Who are you talking to, Sean?
I don't know. I tried to just scroll, and when I went back to my chats, I couldn't see anymore. So I knew you were going to ask me, but I don't know. I can't.
No. I mean, who are you talking to on my team?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're talking with Sandra, Sean.
Sandra?
Yeah, Sandra or Sandy.
Okay.
Yeah, let's schedule a call, Sean.
I haven't spoken to anybody up to this point.
Okay, schedule a call. Go to chat at the bottom of the Zoom.
I did.
Okay, perfect.
2:00 on Friday.
Okay, love it. Okay, I look forward. Thank you for that question. I'm very pleased to hear that question because usually it's totally opposite. People are like, "Oh, don't tell me about training. Just give me the money." I'm like, "No, you need the training more than anybody." So I'm glad you saw that. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Look forward to working with you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have anything else, Roland?
Hey, yeah, I think we're all questioned out.
I think we are. All right. Well, let's bring this to a close. First of all, I do want to end on this. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I had two questions I put in the chat. Can you read those?
Apologize for seeing that. There you are.
Well, just go ahead and Danielle, just ask him. I don't think Roland could see him because there's so many things inside chat. What are your questions? I think we lost her.
Well, her question was more on training, Danielle. So again, once you partner up, we'll get you all squared away.
Okay. This is like the artist going into for the big crescendo, and then boom in the middle, somebody's like stop, or the fireworks at the very end. You're firing off 1,000 of them, and they're like stop. All right, so let me start again. So thank you for being here, guys. I do appreciate it. I really do. I mean, we spent an hour and a half together here, and I assume if you're still on, then what we talked about made sense. I also want you to know that I take my responsibility extremely serious to every single partner I have. There is not a deal that goes through my organization that I do not take the lead on. Sometimes people say, well, you just get up on these things and do we ever see you again? Every single deal, I take the lead on, which means I get involved in every single partner's deal because that is my magic behind what I bring to the table. I truly am a deal engineer. I know how to do things with deals that you wouldn't even think are possible. I know how to take a deal that doesn't look even like a deal, like, well, there's nothing here. And I'm like, no, there is. And watch how we create it. And so I take my responsibility very seriously because very long time ago when I was homeless, and I was at a point in time in my life, somebody took their responsibility to help me out of the mess I was in very seriously. And I've never forgotten that. I've never, ever forgotten that. And so when I have people start with me, I know that I have to take what you guys do seriously because nobody starts with me for just kicks. Nobody should start with me because they don't really have big goals. Nobody should start with me if you're making all the money you want to make or you have the kind of lifestyle you want to have. That's not what this is about. This is for people that truly, truly want to level up. And you're going to entrust myself and you're going to trust my team with maybe the most important things you have in life. And those are your goals and your ambitions and things that many times you don't even want to talk about in public anymore because you don't think really anybody cares. And, who cares that you want to make more or you want to do more or you want to retire somebody or this? Well, I do care. I do care. Because at a point in time in my life, somebody cared about me. And I have been blessed as a result of that. And so I know that there's going to be a number of you guys that in the next day or two, I'm going to make a welcome call to because I still to this day, every single partner starts, I reach out personally initially. And it's just a quick welcome call to say hello. I'll give my personal cell phone to everybody. I don't hide behind assistants or Zoom meetings. Every partner has my personal cell phone right here. But I also say something in that initial call that I've been saying for years. And I want to leave tonight with these words because I know a number of you guys are going to hear these words from me in the next couple days. And they're very impactful words. These are the kind of words that people have told me that they have, made part of their mission. And that is this. I want to welcome you. I want to welcome you to the next chapter, to the rest of your life. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys giving me your time tonight. I know many of you guys could have been somewhere else. I really did enjoy this. I feel like I know a bunch of you guys already. So I appreciate you guys entrusting me with some personal stuff already. I look forward to working with you. I look forward to being a big or maybe even a small part in your overall success stories. And on behalf of myself and Roland and really the team behind us that makes all this possible, thank you. God bless each and every single one of you. Good night.
Thank you and good night.
Good night.
God bless you.
Amazing.